Waitlist seat in GDS means an unconfirmed seat booked by the travel agent.
So let's see how to waitlist seat in Galileo. I'm making a search for 20th of August from Delhi to Istanbul. And once I have the availability in front of me, we'll understand in which all classes we can waitlist a seat. Okay. If you carefully look at line number 3, we have 0 seat in our class. Whenever there is a 0 seat in some class, or whenever it's mentioned L with some class like this, then we can waitlist the seat in that particular class. And the classes which have the code C besides them, it means that the class is closed for booking. So in a way, line number 4 and 5, which is a connecting flight for Delhi to Istanbul via Dubai, is actually closed for booking because all the classes are showing C code with the classes. So if you want to waitlist a seat, we can waitlist a seat only in those classes where it is written 0 with the class or where it is written L with the class. So if you want to waitlist a seat in this R class, so let's understand the command. If you see carefully, we have a G class also, which has 0 seat besides it. And G class would be the class having the lowest fare because that's mentioned in the last. The order moves in such a way that the class mentioned at the last is always the lowest fare class, and then N would be higher price than G, and so on. So let's waitlist a seat in G class. To waitlist a seat in G class, we will use the normal cell command, which is N1. It means one passenger. G class, line number 3. So we are going to waitlist a seat in G class in line number 3. So this is the normal command wherein we sell a seat. To waitlist, we use code LL. LL stands for waitlist, and we enter. Now, if you see on the left hand side, you have got the itinerary sold. It's showing LL1 here, which means you have picked up or you have sold a waitlist seat and your seat has been picked up by the system. So let me just complete the PNR and then I'll show you what are the status codes which our airline would revert you. The status codes are really important to understand because that is how airline will revert you, and that is the only way we can understand what revert airline has given us. Has airline rejected our request or has airline accepted or kept it on hold? So here you can see it's mentioned HL1, which means that holding is waitlisted. If you click on this, this will get highlighted. So this means that your holding is waitlisted. So if airline would confirm this holding, then airline would either revert with a KL code or with a HK code. So this HL will eventually get changed to KL, which means airline is confirming from the wait list. And if the travel agent gets KL code, then travel agent needs to manually convert it into HK. So please note here, if airline is reverting you with the KL code, it means airline is confirming your seat from the waitlist inventory. And in this case, if airline accepts this particular itinerary, then travel agent must change the element manually to HK. So this segment should be changed manually to HK by the travel agent. The second code which airline would revert you would be no, which means airline has rejected your request and the seat cannot be confirmed. Sometimes airline directly reverts you with the HK also, which means your seat is confirmed, so you need not do anything about it. The third thing which airline reverts you with is TL, which means there is a time change in the waitlisted segment, right? So these are the codes which airline will revert you. Now I'm going to tell you another scenario to understand, can we actually waitlist the seat in closed classes or not? So let's continue the PNR for 25th of August from Istanbul to London. And once we have the availability in front of us, we would be able to understand which all classes are closed and which all classes can be waitlisted. So in line number 2, our class can be waitlisted because there is 0 seat mentioned along with this. Whenever there is 0, as I mentioned before, we can always waitlist in that class. And classes with the code P, W, and U are actually closed. So technically, logically, the booking should not get matured in this. So if we try to book this class, then our seat should not be picked up. So I am doing N1 P2 LL. So let's see what error system is giving us. The system is saying us that waitlist is closed. Available / WL closed, which means your waitlist is closed. So if I try to book a seat in our class for the same itinerary, then my seat should be booked on waitlist. So let's do that particular command. So now I'll book in our class because 0 is mentioned with this. So I'm 100% sure this class can be booked. So N1 R2 LL. So once I click enter, you can see on the left hand side that when this class has been sold and there is a code of LL along with it. So if you click on LL, you would get to see the message which system would display you, which means waitlist request. It means you have initiated a waitlist request. So let's close this PNR. So I do reference and I save the PNR, and this also gets converted to HL, which means my holding is waitlisted. So you need to wait till the airline reverts you with the code. Airline reverts you with the status code for HL, which I have already explained to you.
There is duplicate segment for same passenger in the same airline or other airline or maybe other PNR, then that duplicate segment or the duplicate PNR should be removed at least 24 hours before the departure time. But it is always advised to remove at least 70 hours before the departure time to avoid ADMs. So keep learning and keep growing.